What's up, guys? Here with Owen and Adam from Perfect Limbs. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, chilling.
Just like an hour late to this podcast, but that's totally fine. It
so.
was Owen, right? Owen was the one that was late
Yeah.
all the time.
It's always me. I'm awful.
Is Adam notorious for this, Owen? Let's get this out of the way. Let's go like Dr. Phil for a little bit. Feel free to air any
internal issues right off the bat.
We're going to
start big. That's what this is. Like, damn, Caleb asked the big questions right off the bat.
That's good. Personally, I'd say I'm like half notorious for being late to most things.
Okay.
I'm definitely bad for practice.
Yeah.
Because we usually do it in Oakville.
I was just gonna ask. Yeah, you probably don't practice here.
We do every once in a while. We do. They're coming tomorrow.
Yeah, we've started to do it now that
Okay.
I'm here and there's 3 here and 2 there.
Oh,
It was
okay.
a bit different when there was
Just
more
one,
of us back
just
then.
me.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Yeah.
True enough.
I used to bring my bass guitar on the bus and then on the via train.
Oh, nice. So just not convenient
No,
like at all
yeah,
to do
it's
it practice.
No, yeah.
Then would you practice like once a week, or would you?
We used to practice once a week, like way at the beginning.
Yeah.
But it was just whenever we kind of had a show. We practiced then.
Right.
Yeah. Now we're trying to do more.
Yeah, for sure.
We're working on lots of new material.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So we're trying to get together to work parts out like as a group instead of
Right. Kind of doing it like individually, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We gotta
It's
mush it
nice
all.
if you're not working on new stuff because you're just tight, like anyway. If you're already a tight band,
Exactly.
but like when you're trying to do new stuff, obviously.
I find it personally easier to write parts and stuff kind of on the fly.
Right.
Like when
yeah,
you're
yeah.
playing with a band instead of like sitting down and trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm less creative, I guess. Or sometimes you might do something like by accident, like completely. But
Yeah,
like,
and you have like
shit.
the energy of
Yeah,
the whole band,
exactly.
right?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
100%.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, all right, awesome, man. How you enjoying your first year at MIA?
It's fun.
Yeah,
It's
you
fun.
said you came because you guys played that Taquito show, right?
Yeah,
And
that was
then
one
you
of
kinda,
like a deciding factor. Like I was kind of considering it because I was in film school back in Oakville.
Oh, okay.
And it was okay. I wasn't really digging it.
Yeah.
Wasn't really what I wanted. And then I heard about MIA, and that's obviously what I leaned towards because
Yeah.
I was becoming a sound engineer in film anyway.
Okay.
So I like music more. And then we came and played that show, and it was wild
Awesome.
and packed out.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, like I'm gonna come to London. Like, this is where I
Yeah.
gotta be.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome, man. How old are you?
I'm 20.
20? You're
Yeah.
Same age as me, yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys
97.
1 year.
97.
97s. Cool. Right on. Right on. So you guys released your first album like a couple years ago now. Was it 2015?
About
Or
a
was
year and
it
a half. It's 2016.
Year and a half?
2016, yeah.
2016. Tunnel
Yeah.
Vision's cool. And then you're working on new stuff.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Did you guys have good reception to that? What's it like? Like, what's your like come up? I guess let's start at the beginning before we like
Ooh, okay.
Come
jump
up as
into
in
like
what context?
like way it started and like how it kind of built.
All right. Well, you take the first half. Of
Yeah,
this,
because
guess.
I kind of started this.
Okay.
Like ever since I was like 14 and like got into the whole metalcore genre, I'm like, oh man, I wanna do this. I wanna scream. Of course, like that was it. It was like I always
I
want
want
to
to scream, Mom.
I was like, I want to scream. I was like doing vocal covers in the garage, like, all that stuff. But then eventually as I grew up, like I'd always have like garage bands jamming with like, my best friends, but like we never really did anything. None of them were like as serious, and as we kind of got older, they all grew out of it. For some reason, I'm still like, no, I'm still gonna scream.
Right.
So I ended up meeting up with Tom, our guitar player. We worked
Okay.
at the same store. We worked at a kitchen store, which is a weird place to meet a guy.
Yeah.
To be in your metalcore band. And just through that, we wanted to. He'd played in local bands before, and so we did that. And we, I didn't know where to find anybody else,
Yeah.
because I didn't really know the local scene that well. So I posted on Craigslist.
Nice.
So I'm like, people do
Good.
that.
Good
Such a
start.
weird choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like,
2006.
so anyway, I posted, and weirdly enough, I got a response from Andrew, who's our other guitar player now.
Okay.
And it turns out, like, he told me he was just really hungover one day and decided to surf Craigslist for bands. I don't know why he did that. And he turned out to be a normal human,
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean,
give or take.
as normal as you can find somebody on Craigslist.
He's definitely the character of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's the like number one. And then he later searched Kijiji, and that's where I found you. See,
Nice.
Kijiji's still weird,
Yeah.
man. It's just Canadian Craigslist.
But Craigslist is so dated. At least up here.
Craigslist definitely has more of a reputation for like being
Really
where you do like
weird.
weird
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I always joke that like I met Andrew on Misconnections or
Nice.
something.
Yeah.
So then, like, did you have an ad on? Like, who had the ad?
I put my own ad out.
Yeah, he put his own ad.
From there, I put my own ad out. So Andrew found his ad, but then I put my own out, said I was looking for a band. And then
Andrew found your ad because he
found
texted
my
me
ad.
and he's like, yo, I found this bass player.
Yeah,
I
he
think he's
texted me.
your age. I think we were 17 at the time.
Okay.
And then we...
Because what led you to, like, that ad? Like, what was, like, your musical... Yeah, like, your musical, like, beginnings.
I've been playing in, like, just like a pop rock band.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah, no worries. You're good.
I've been playing in, like, a pop rock band in high school. Just kind of playing, like, Mariner's Trench Headley-esque tunes that we were writing ourselves still, so it was still kind of like a legitimate thing, playing covers every once in a while or whatever. And I kind of, over the course of high school, I was slowly got into, like, metalcore and heavy music and stuff, and by, I guess it was the end of grade 12, I was really into it, and that band I was in was kind of deteriorating because they all wanted to go to university and had big plans to, like, work real jobs and all that bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
But so I put this post out and said I'm interested in this or whatever, and then they got a hold of me, and then a few weeks later we met up to practice.
Mm-hmm.
The four of us. It was Owen, myself, Andrew, and some drummer guy that we met that fell through really quickly, but
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
he was a handful.
Yeah.
But
You want to talk about that?
the drummer?
Yeah.
more
Is it like a good story, or is it just
Not,
like?
well, I guess the only story that kind of came out of that was we like tried to jam, like we jammed once, all four of us, and then we tried to jam again, and he just didn't show. And we tried to jam again, and he just didn't show again, and we were like, yo, like, well, what's going on? Like, you just didn't show and didn't tell us, like, twice. And he's just like, oh, like, I did Molly last night, and, like, I, like, slept all day because I was, like, up for, like, 48 hours. And we were like, okay. What?
Sure,
And then
like-
the next day, he sent him a message and said, like, get out here.
Yeah. Weird guy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Something else. But then, some guy from another band in the local area put us in touch with this kid, Chris, who was in, like, grade
He was
10 at the time.
Is
Grade
he
11.
2
He was
years
15.
50. Well, because I guess, yeah.
Because we were 17 still.
Yeah, he is 2 years younger than us.
Shit.
He was
yeah,
15.
he's 15.
Right.
And he was just, like, to this day, one of the best drummers I've ever played with personally.
Right.
He was
Machine.
incredible. He was
Right.
just a robot.
He's still that same drummer in the band.
No.
Oh right, no, Alex Thompson.
Yeah,
no,
no.
right.
Yeah. No, he was great. And that kid, he recorded our first EP and played like, all our first shows with us.
Right.
It just kind of came to a point where there was like, kind of like a crosshairs and like it wasn't working out.
Right.
There's no like bad blood. Like
He had a lot. He had a lot of personal issues, and we kind of like we asked him to leave half for his own good and half so we could keep going with it because it was slowing us down a lot. But he also needed to take a breather and kind of figure out his own personal issues that were going on within his family and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, ironically, the guy who put him in touch with us, he ended up joining that guy's band.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. So he's doing that now, and like he's killing it. He's still a machine.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I got Demi and met Alex last year. And
Yeah, and then
we were kind of because Chris was asked to leave, but we had booked a show like 3 weeks later.
Oh yeah.
I was like, guys, we couldn't have waited.
Yeah.
it was kind of like Tom's like spontaneous choice to like do that, and we were all kind of like, okay. And then right after, I was like, wait, yo, we play in Oshawa in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
We play like a festival in Oshawa in 3 weeks. So
And
we all started to run around like chickens with our heads cut off.
Yeah, trying to find a drummer.
I met Alex somehow.
Yeah.
I knew he was kind of into that, so we brought him in more as just to play a handful of shows, but the guys liked him, so he stuck.
Yeah.
Alex, we love him. He's a character, but like he's a solid drummer and he's just a fun guy.
Yeah,
Definitely
for
a
sure.
handful of human.
He's an interesting. I've never really spoken to him, but like, I mean, I have him on social media and
He's
stuff.
something else.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy.
Just picture like I'm trying to think of an example. Like Sean Ferguson times like 50.
Okay.
Just nonstop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love Sean Ferguson to death too. There's
Again, Sean, if you're listening.
that's absolutely no shade whatsoever. I'm just saying it's just like it's Sean, but like
more
amplified,
Sean.
like so much.
Amazing.
All right, and then you guys did like a Vans Warped Tour spot.
Yeah, we did.
Right. So what was that? Was that like a contest?
It was. I like offhandedly applied for it.
Right.
Because like I saw it and that it was gonna like happen, and I'm like, I'm gonna apply to this. And when I went, it was like asking, I forget the specific questions, but I remember like, do you have a release? And we didn't yet.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. But we had a single out, and so like I sent that, and it like asked about our Facebook likes, and we didn't have a lot back then.
Yeah.
But I just posted whatever we could and did like a write up, and originally, the contest, like the lineup for the battle was announced and we weren't on it.
Yeah.
But the one heavy band that was on that lineup, they dropped off. And
shit.
I got a call one day and they offered it to us. And I was
nice.
like, oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It was insane.
So we went kind of like as in like an underdog story.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we weren't originally on it. And weirdly enough, like Warped Tour, it's known for like its like alternative kind of punk roots and stuff. Yeah, we were the only like heavy band, like with fully screamed vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I remember watching the other bands play, and like with the row of judges, I wasn't sure if like it would translate.
Yeah.
There's people there from like
there were judges from like Warner Canada and like big labels that like wouldn't even like breathe in the same direction as bands like us like regularly, but
so I don't know, somehow it worked.
Nice, that's awesome though.
Yeah.
And then that's just like a good time, obviously. Did you meet any cool people while you guys were there? Like in terms of like big bands or like industry people or whatever?
See, we learned afterwards that we could have. We didn't really receive too much information on like where our like boundaries were.
Okay.
Like we weren't sure if we were just like regular patrons of the day until we had to play.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we thought it was like. But then as we left, we were kind of like, we were told by, I don't know who told us, but like
the other guys playing that stage.
Yeah, the other guys like said like, oh, the wristband that said artists like could have gotten us like behind like backstage, any stage, like literally on the stage, like behind the band playing.
Oh damn.
Just like we could stay there as late at night as we wanted to, and like, could have just like shot the shit with literally anybody who would have been willing to talk with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably would have been not very likely. But
but you never know.
But we just like ran away at the end. We were like, what do we do? Like we go talk to these people. We saw people. We like lead singer of like Yellow Card like walks by, and we're all like, yo, what?
I still think the funniest thing is when we're sitting in the back of my van and Derek Widley from Sum 41 and his mom and dad are walking.
Yeah.
And they get into their minivan because I guess they're going out for food. I don't know. And he gets on like the back seat like a kid would.
Yeah.
And the license plate, and I'm not kidding, it blew my mind. It said Sum 41 rocks.
No way.
And I was like, that is the
with an X.
With an X. It was with an X. And I'm like, that is one of my all-time favorite bands. I just witnessed that. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. A good story.
Yeah, it was a good story. It was upsetting when we got back to the hotel. We learned that we could have for sure kind of like tried to do some networking and stuff, but we were just young kids at the time. We
were still younger.
That's like a better to ask forgiveness than permission kind of thing. Like you just like went and did it.
We should have went and done it, but again, we were like young and this is the first time playing in a different country, this big festival. We were just like, I don't know.
I personally am not a firm believer in it's better to ask for forgiveness. I'm not like that, but I definitely agree that we should have just sent it and see where we ended up. I guess Oren and your brother did.
My brother went and asked Ryan Key, the lead singer of Yellow Card, to play soccer. My brother just walks up. My brother's younger. He didn't tell him to go away. There was broken glass all over the field. He literally said, yeah, we can't play here. There's broken glass. Quinn went, okay. And he came back and he's like, just has to kind of play soccer. I'm like, dude, that's the lead singer of Yellow Card. Quinn's like, who are they? I'm like, of course, you're 15 years old. 15, 16, yeah.
That's hilarious. That's cool though. So like Burlington's like where you guys are like your
Burlington
home base kind of is.
Yeah.
What's the scene like there? Like what was it like to kind of gain traction?
Nothing in Burlington.
No.
We played one Burlington show and by fluke it was really good.
Yeah.
Burlington used to be massive.
Yeah.
And so was Oakville like back in like the early 2000s and stuff. But I mean we weren't around. We were kids. So a lot of people who I know who are a lot older, they attributed to like a lot of venues closed.
Right.
All ages venues. So it's kind of shut down and everything moved to Hamilton. And so if we wanted to do anything, we'd go to Hamilton.
Yeah.
That's where we started, was playing shows in Hamilton.
And like received well when you guys started. Like what was...
Yeah, we hit the ground pretty well. I think it was refreshing that we were a young band. I think that was the most.
Right.
There hadn't been like a new young, like serious young band in a long time. And I guess also the style we were doing kind of attributed to like kind of the traction we gained amongst older people, because we were playing like the music that we play it pays a lot of homage to bands that we liked like years and years and years ago. That all these, like, we didn't necessarily see at like local shows, but like older people in the scene would have seen the local shows when like they were like our age and younger. So I think that's why that kind of stuck really well.
Right. They were like, it was kind of like a throwback in a sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Where did you guys do the EP, like recording it and stuff?
In Hamilton, at Atlantis Studios. It's like it's in his house. His name's Don. He's a good guy. He used to play in this band called Straight Reads the Lines. Okay. For like a big like Southern Ontario like metalcore act. Yeah. Back in like 2004 to 8, I'd say.
Something like that.
Yeah. Right. And it was nice. He was a good guy. It was an interesting thing. Like, I'd never recorded before. Yeah. Like, none of us had. I think the only one who ever had was Tom.
I had done a little bit before, but not like in a band. I recorded trumpet one time.
Nice.
But
it was interesting to say the least. But the EP recording process was not ideal. We did it a lot bit by bit. Like whenever people had time, like
we didn't just go for a weekend or something. Like that. It kind of took us almost a year.
Right.
Doing a song at a time.
Yeah. Like it's kind of like because you're excited, but then it's just like
it was interesting. Right? So kind of like by the time that EP came out, it was like, oh man, we have played all these songs. We've worked on them. It's like we're ready to make new stuff, but this is like new, so we have to like send it out as being new. Yeah. Because like I did the first vocal day when I was still 17. I was the last one because you were already 18, but I was still 17 doing that first vocal day, and when it came out, I would have been like 19.
Nice. Yeah. So
at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been 19. Yeah, so
it's like totally different people, basically, from like what's recorded
100%.
To like where you guys are now.
You can absolutely hear the difference. In like songwriting as a group, and also just like individual skill, except for our drummer, who was just incredible from the get-go.
He was insane.
That's awesome. And then you guys are obviously doing new stuff now.
Yep.
I think you saw that you posted on Facebook like a week ago or whatever, like you guys are ready to like hit the studio.
Yeah.
You're at the point, like just another EP.
We're not like fully ready, but kind of this curse that we have is that without any deadlines or incentive, nothing really gets done, like most things in life.
Oh yeah.
So we have like 2-ish new songs out of probably 4 or 5.
Right.
But like if we were to book time in like March or April, that would give us like a kick in the ass to like, actually sit down and get everything done.
For sure.
So that's why I was looking. Didn't really get too far. Matt Grady said he wanted to record us, and I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, we do have a new song though.
Yeah, I mean, one that's actually done.
We're allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, well, whatever.
It'll be out like
within the next week or so.
Week
probably.
or two.
Oh, right on.
We have a new single.
Cool.
Music video.
Well, you heard it here first.
New single. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for that because it's like more like showing what we are like now.
Right.
Like a lot more.
It's finally like a new beginning kind of thing.
Yeah, I definitely think I'm taking it as that.
A reinvention.
Yeah.
Yes.
Moberg will tell you all about it.
What
was I just gonna ask? We need Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin will reinvent
Got
us.
Rick Rubin on the...
He'll reinvent us. He'll strip us down.
Man, no, he'll kick me out.
Yeah.
Who'd you guys get to like mix it and stuff? Or do you do that all yourself? Or
no.
Guys?
Todd.
Todd Borland. He's the guy who produced this new single.
Okay.
He like did everything, engineered it, recorded it, produced it. That was a lot of fun. That's the most fun I think I've had in like a studio.
He's fantastic to work with.
Yeah. Was that in Hamilton?
I was in Trenton, Ontario.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where that is?
Yeah.
Like way east of Toronto.
Yeah.
It was the best because it was like Kingston. Isolated like house in like a big farm
block
kind of.
Cool.
Like not as like houses weren't as far away as like some farm places, but
it was just on a country road.
Yeah.
And it was just like even if there was noise pollution, like nobody would hear it.
Yeah.
No limitations at all.
That's awesome.
It was awesome, yeah. He made us feel really comfortable, which was great because I think he got the best out of us because he just...
Yeah, if it's easy.
Was it like... You were with us when he made us warm up to K-pop, right?
No.
No?
That was the first weekend, it must have been.
No, because I wasn't there for the first weekend. It might have been when I went and did vocal dub.
I think I was.
Yeah, because he made us do breathing exercises to K-pop, and I was like, this is absurd. I'm into it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know he's a great guy.
He did a lot of things that like would make you go like, what? Like, why is he doing this? It's so weird. For example, like the K-pop like situation, but then you look back on it and you're like, well, he just totally loosened us up. Like any pressure, any concerns or anything just went completely out the window because we were like doing these like absurd breathing exercises to like K-pop music, which I personally enjoy a lot. But but that kind of, it was like different because like when we recorded with Don for the first release, the quality was good. Yeah. But like the studio experience wasn't as good as it could have been.
Right.
We didn't know any better, obviously.
Right.
It was kind of more like, okay, we recorded the stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet. Like, get out here. Like, that's what it was like. There was
right. No hanging out.
There's no hanging out. There's no personal stuff. He wasn't like getting to our level or like getting into our heads or like.
He was like doing a job.
He was doing it exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that caused some issues for me because I was like really nervous a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember I went in 3 or 4 different times to get this vocal track down. It was our last song, and I kept going in, and I just kept blowing my voice, which is weird because I don't blow my voice on stage or anything like that. But the second I was in front of that mic, I'd blow my voice instantly. And I'd already done 4 songs before that. Yeah. So it was a very frustrating kind of time as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's almost like vocally is really like vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, like I find that too. Like I'm not playing guitar in the band anymore, but I track like all my guitar parts. Yeah. Like that wasn't really an issue for me. But like when you get in vocally, like you know, especially if you do vocals like different days, right? It's like some days you can walk in and be like, this is gonna be a good day. And then other days you walk in, you're like, fuck, I don't know how we're gonna do it.
It was strange. I remember I did one of the tracks in pretty much one take. Yeah. And then just did like the overdubs. And then there's that one track that I had to go 4 different days because I couldn't do it. Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah, for sure. That's good. Well, I mean, and then the more you guys like, the better of a band you are, and you get a better. Yeah. You know, the more you're around, your studio experiences get better.
Well, I think
start
also
picking the right people.
Sorry.
No, that's all.
Going into the studio with the knowledge that I've gained through MIA helped so much too. Because like now, like looking back, like on our experience with Don, like if I knew what I knew now, like I could have been like, no, don't do that. It's like this. I could have been like, no, this is what we want. Like and I could show it on Pro Tools or whatever, and I could do that with Todd or whatever. Yeah. It's like before I couldn't be like, he did a vocal. And like half jokingly, I was like, put Devil Lock on that. Yeah. And he's just like, okay, sure, and put Devil Lock on it. And it was good. Like that's just a weird example. But before I didn't know what like I'd watch him like do like just navigate into Pro Tools and stuff, and I was just like, well, not
you
a clue,
like can't it's a whole nother language, right? If you like don't know what's going on.
Oh, 100%.
Kind of having a general knowledge that I do now.
Yeah. Kind of helps with that. You don't even need to be like totally fluent, but if you kind of know what's going on, it's definitely helpful. Oh yeah. And then even like if you're like, you can just be like, oh, what if we do that? And then like, oh fuck, there's no harm in trying it. And then you know, either it works out or it doesn't. Right?
He did use Reaper though, which is weird.
Okay, yeah.
That was true. I remember when he said that, you're like, oh, Reaper, interesting. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Well, like, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily like DAWs changed recording quality very minimally between them. It's kind of all of your outboard gear or whatever. And I said like, why Reaper? And he's just like, oh, just works with my brain the best. Just kind of how he explained. It's just like he said he used everything, but he said Reaper is just what worked best for him. And whatever. It doesn't make a difference.
No, definitely.
Oh, it came out great.
That's like now, and especially in our year, like most of the projects are like, fuck, do it in whatever program you want to do it in. You know, like doesn't usually matter. But cool. And then you're doing a music video for that new single, you said?
Yeah, it's already filmed.
You already did it. Oh yeah,
being edited.
Saw videos and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty much done. I think it's actually done. I think Tom's gonna bring it on like USB tomorrow because you can't Dropbox it because compression and video stuff.
All that fun file
quality
stuff.
Yeah. So like we'll have it soon, and then we'll figure out like our route to put it out. But it should be out very soon. Yeah.
Right on. Where'd you guys do it?
We shot it in Oakville.
We rented an Airbnb in Oakville.
Oh, cool.
Which is like at first a weird choice. Well, I questioned the choice because I was like, yo, I know lots of people that like live in like houses and stuff. Like we don't really have to pay money to like use this house, but like I I guess I wasn't trusting Tom's judgment because he got like it's a cottage
right
in Oakville, pretty much,
right.
like right on the lake, and it's very old. And there's lots of wood and like old furniture and old knickknacks on the mantelpieces and stuff like that. So it kind of set a really cool tone.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love how it turned out, and I love how it looks. Our performance piece, though, that sucked filming.
Yeah, we played outside. And it's just like last month.
Weather, freezing
it was
weather.
very cold.
Fuck.
And we were on the lake too, so it was just like the cold
just,
wind blowing off
like
the lake.
nice wind.
Brutal,
Yeah, that does suck, man. But you're like, oh, well, the shot will look cool though, right?
In the end, it was worth it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, and
yeah.
it was like kind of fun. Like it kind of sucked, but like it was kind of.
We had a lot of fun that day. It's a lot of the guy who filmed it is like one of our very good friends who's in film, and whenever he's around, there's just some sort of like we all become very goofy humans. Something happens, and it was a wild day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So what I like about doing like this thing is then you get like your buddy that's in film or like you know the guy that does photography or whatever, and like all of your friends or the girlfriend that does photography. She just looked at me all like the guy. And then to get all your friends that are just like passionate about like some kind of art.
It's really cool
together. Yeah, it's really cool.
And even though it's like different mediums, it can still kind of like like connect with each other.
Exactly, because everybody like you try to get everybody in the same vision, and then they're like, well, "This is like how I see what you're talking about," and it kind of works out.
Yeah, I think he did a good job of taking like what we kind of wanted, doing his own thing. And everybody's happy. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, so I guess we kind of covered like a lot of stuff there already.
Yeah,
still looking for where to record. If you're listening and you want to record them, record them. Grady's probably a really good choice though. If you,
I want to talk with him. The guys are kind of skeptical, but we have a lot of melodic aspects, and I'm not really sure how Matt would handle like melodic.
Right.
But like I trust him fully with like guitar tones and drum sounds. 100%. I think he would know for sure. So I might go talk with him. On Facebook, he said we'd get the student fam rate.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that involves.
Yeah, they're pretty like Dan's mixing and mastering our EP, and like it was a good, fair price.
We need a track somewhere too. So
that's true.
You guys record at the school, right?
Yeah.
Like we could, but like it would not be good enough.
And it's like
it's
not compared to what we've done already.
You would be stepped down 100%.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, recording at the school is like your timing is can be fucked. Like we did it all in the strike, so it was like kind of easy because you just like steal time and stuff. So we're not quite done. We just have like little things to do now in terms of recording, but like it's all pretty much done.
Well, that's good. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited because I've never put like anything out. We did a video too.
Oh yeah.
And so like our stuff should be out soon. I feel like there's gonna be a big flux of like MIA type like singles coming out.
I'm excited. That makes me really happy.
Yeah,
because like
I'm excited.
I don't want to call it a complaint, but kind of like an issue that I had with our program last year and first year is that a lot of people were talking like a really big talk.
Yeah,
but no one was doing anything. Yeah, and it was just like, stop talking so big.
Yeah,
if you're not gonna put anything out or do anything or play any shows or anything like that. So like it's exciting that people are gonna start putting music out. For sure.
I think I'm excited about it. It's good. I find it like kind of stirs this sort of like friendly competition because once you're like, okay, fuck, that's what they're doing. Like, all right. Like we played a few shows with Personal Space now, and like even when we're doing like showcase stuff, like I feel like we're just always like playing this leapfrog game for like stage presence. So it's like, you know, I feel like song wise we're both good and we're both kind of different, but it works together.
Yeah.
And it just kind of comes down to stage presence, and like I love that because it's like, all right, guys, you fucking see them out there today. Like we got to step it up, and then I just hope that we're kind of doing the same thing for them too.
Yeah.
Right? Where you're like, you know.
Gyro blew me away last week.
Well, it's a fucking thing, right?
He was fantastic
Gyro,
last week. But even the time I saw them before, he was just playing the notes really well. But like all of the like string like crinkles, and right at the end when he like tuned his like E string like down and back up, I was like, oh my god.
He was doing that at the Saddle Dome last weekend too. It was like, oh man, he's fucking crazy. He just lets the music take him like wherever it goes. But Yeah, man. I'm sure you guys like who are like. Do you guys have a brother band kind of thing? Like
that's hard.
Like, you guys probably have a lot.
I think currently it's Underlier.
Yeah,
it's definitely changed like a million times.
Right.
Yes.
It's either Underlier or The Adored.
Oh yeah, Underlier or The Adored, like hands down. The Adored, they're a bunch of older guys from Hamilton.
Okay.
They're like in 25, 26 like area.
Right.
And they've all played in a bunch of bands, and like it's funny because I kind of grew up when I first started going to shows, seeing all their other bands.
Right.
And I always thought they were like cool dudes, and so we've started playing with them a lot, and become very close to them, and they've kind of like helped us out.
Yeah.
Like just gave us advice.
In terms of bands that were like friendly competing with Underlier, though, because like The Adored, because they're all kind of older and like working full time and stuff, they're just kind of doing stuff on the weekends every once in a while and not really like trying to push it too far, from what I can tell. I don't know what their plan is. You would know better than me.
Like, that's
but like Underlier is like trying to do the thing as well, so we're definitely kind of like.
Is there anybody else like? Because Charlie's in that band, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody else like from MIA in that band? Or
I think their vocalist Connor was in MIA like 3 years ago for like 3 weeks.
Right.
Yeah. Other than that, no.
I think he started with Simon and Blaine.
Interesting.
They graduated in 2016. So he would have started 2014, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
No one else in MIA in that group. Oh, well, Scott Benstead was in MIA.
Okay.
He graduated before we started.
Okay.
So people in our year wouldn't know him, but people from past years would know Scott.
Yeah.
He joined with them last year. He joined at the same time as I did, because I played 5 or 6 shows with them last year. I played with them for probably 3 or 4 months. Because they're between bass players, but then Charlie joined on.
Yeah, I knew he was in it, but I didn't know if I knew anybody else that was in there. But cool, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're great guys.
The hardcore scene seems like super like big family vibes. I think.
Yeah,
it
for the most part
definitely is. Yeah. And I think I've just started to notice that we're being accepted into it, like with open arms.
Yeah, we're kind of fighting our way in.
Yeah,
because we were younger. Especially in a place like Hamilton, where like everything that was really cool happened like 6 years ago.
Right.
It was like, it was half cool. Like we said earlier, like it was cool to a lot of people. Like a new band was in, but then a lot of people were like, "No way, man!" Like,
right. Yeah.
This band was sick fucking 8 years ago, and like you were only 12 years old or whatever. And I was like, yeah, but
yeah. People comparing us to bands to be like, "Oh yeah, like you kind of sound like this band." I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
And I searched them up, and I'm like, they played their last show in 2007. I was 10.
I was 10 years old.
Like, I don't know. Thank you.
But it's finally like we're finally starting to grab some attention of like booking agents,
right,
and like just more promoters over Ontario, because we're kind of like really stuck for a little while, like kind of only doing Hamilton and the odd Toronto and then the odd London and then kind of like Brantford a couple of times, but we're finally starting to like get some interest like all the way out in Windsor and like all the way out in Ottawa, kind of either side kind of thing. So
that's good. That's the fight. I talk about that a lot, like with shows and stuff, because like we finally like picked up a little bit at the end of the year, but I haven't booked anything yet for us because I'm still trying to like secure London like a little bit, because we haven't really played with like a lot of bands yet. Most of our first London gigs were with like acoustic acts.
Yeah,
so I was like, well, that's not like helpful. So.
If I guess probably combined, if I was to be like not to overdo it here though.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not trying to like play like
kind of like plant your seed, but then like fuck off and like play everywhere else, and then like don't play London again for like 6 months.
Right.
Because then when you come back, everyone will be stoked.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely still like trying to figure out what the route is, right? But I guess it's also like you're gonna go play like, I don't know, like Kitchener, and it's gonna suck maybe the first time or whatever, you know.
Oh yeah, shows will suck. We've played in no one before.
We've had Toronto fair share of bad ones.
Yeah, some really bad ones, some really surprising ones. I think my favorite surprise ever was that one Brantford show, Fall City Fall.
Yeah,
because I expected nothing.
Weird,
like nothing.
It was a weird bill.
It was a weird bill. I just didn't really expect much. So we went and played it, and weirdly enough, there's a good amount of people there, and people actually like active, and that's a big thing because especially this kind of music, like it's cool if there's a lot of people there.
Yeah,
but if they're not active, it's like I don't know.
You feel weird trying to like rock out.
Yeah,
and everyone's just like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool man. It's like okay.
It's like thanks.
Yeah, it's like hard to keep your energy up if people are just like watching you.
100%.
Move. That's what's. I mean, especially if there's a lot of people. If like nobody's there, you're like, I know what they're like. You know, like 10 people there, nobody's gonna move, right?
Oh yeah.
They don't want to be the guy that's trying to dance, right?
Very true.
And that's frustrating because you're like, fuck it, man, make this better for me.
Yeah. Get off each other.
Yeah, for sure. You guys know how many shows you played? You're going for what, three years now? Must be, right? So you're 17.
We played. Oh shit.
You had the calculation.
What was the number I did for 2017? I haven't done them in total.
Right.
But I did 2017. It was like 18 or something like that in 2017. No, maybe was it 18?
I think it was a bit higher, like just like maybe a little bit, not like.
So like getting to 100, but maybe not quite at 100.
I think we're. I'd say if I'm gonna ballpark it with all our shows, probably getting to about 50. Yeah. Getting to crawling up on 50.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully we play a lot more shows this year. That's what it's.
Yeah. I do 50 this year.
Yeah.
Not over 3 years.
No, yeah. I think that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah,
we're like aiming to go
more.
Maybe do like a little tour kind of thing, like a mini.
Yeah.
Ontario.
It's in the works.
Track, yeah. It'd be helpful when you like start releasing new music, right? Then you can
that's I think we're
traction.
aiming for. Like I'll kind of do it in one scoop, and it'll just be like the push you need.
Yeah, for sure.
And hopefully we can have something done by the summer.
Yeah, cause
set something up for the summer.
Yeah, 100. That's what we're aiming to go.
Yeah,
places in the summer. So hopefully that works out.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's awesome. And you got any like London? You said you haven't booked anything yet for this year.
No,
not to my knowledge, no.
No, we don't.
You just played London like a month ago or so, right?
Yeah,
or November.
It was December.
No, just December.
Was it December?
It was like
yeah,
early December.
It was like December 14th, if I'm not mistaken, or 12th.
With Underlight.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Falsifier.
That was a great show.
Right.
Good one.
So your first Rum Runners gig, or you played there?
No, we played there.
We did one before in April or May last year.
Yeah, which kind of sucked because it wasn't anybody's fault. It's just like there wasn't. London's like predominantly.
People kind of trickled in over the course.
Yeah,
of the evening.
yeah.
It wasn't like that show where everyone showed up at the start. So like when you're playing first, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Like, for real, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
And eventually, by the headlining band, there's people in the room. But because of Spinny's excellent work moving tickets, I give him so much credit
shout out
for
to
that.
him.
Because like even though we've played so many shows and have been playing in a band longer than Active Chaos has been together, like I couldn't move tickets like that if I tried.
Yeah.
It's his personality too. Like he can sell you something.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
With he sold like 38 tickets or something like that, and obviously all these people, they sold them to an MIA, like weren't coming for like the heavy bands at the end of the night. They're coming to watch Active Chaos at the start.
Yeah.
And then knew that we were in the second band playing.
Yeah.
So there was probably at least 50 kids in the place when Active Chaos was like starting.
Oh yeah, when Active Chaos started, I remember I was like,
fantastic.
man, I was stoked for them because I was like, Spinny was so excited to finally play Rum Runners.
Yeah.
Talked about it for a while, and I had so much fun during that set. Oh my god, I had a lot of fun.
They're so sick. Slayer cover.
The Slayer cover. I say it pulled me out of mosh retirement. I actually went in, and I don't do that much.
You don't like moshing?
I do. I'm just. I'm so lazy. I'm like, I'm like, I have this beer in my hand, and like, I gotta get like someone to hold it. I'm like, it's cool. You guys have fun, but they played the Slayer cover, and I was like, okay, I can't not Slayer. That was a lot of fun.
That's hilarious.
That was a good show. And that's our 4th time in London. Yeah, 4th. Good. Keto, Patty's Day.
Yeah.
Rum Runners, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on. What is your like favorite venue, or like favorite show?
Oh, easy.
Oh shit.
I know what my favorite show is easily.
Was it Oakville?
Oh.
What'd you think it was?
I was thinking because we got to play with Counterparts, and that was awesome.
Oh yeah,
that was the
dope.
first time we ever played where some people in the crowd that I didn't know were shouting my words back.
Yeah.
That was the first time, so that was big for me.
Cool.
And then Quentin got hit in the back. He was sitting at the front and got pushed.
Yes,
big deal.
There's a video of it. My little brother is just like up front, and like I think that's like the first time a pit actually like, erupted for us. And yeah, you see my little brother's getting knocked onto the stage.
That was kind of like the beginning of like. That was the beginning of stuff actually happening.
Right.
Yes.
That was like definitely the biggest show we had played at the time.
Yes.
By far. Way by far. Because Counterparts is like a Hamilton band originally, but they've been around for a good length of time, and they're really popular like globally. Like they'll go play headlining tours to like London Music Hall size places in Europe, Australia, like you name it.
Oh yeah,
they're taking over the whole world. But they came back to play like this tiny little like evac-sized venue. Have you been to evac before?
No, I haven't actually, but I've heard like
quite small.
Yeah.
It's like a DIY like setup. It's not big, and they came back for like 2. They played a show in Cambridge and then one in Hamilton, and Hamilton obviously was just huge because it's where they're from.
Right.
We got to open and not play first on the bill.
No, we did not.
Which is another big deal.
That was awesome.
So people were there for us for sure, and it was definitely the first time that like we felt like we weren't just playing at people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like real stuff kind of going back and forth, and it was cool.
So that's why, that holds a special place. But you did bring up Oakville, which is, I think, cool. The most important show we've played, just because of...
It was definitely the most important show.
Maybe not necessarily for like us or a career, but just like in general.
Right.
It was like a fundraiser for...
kid that went to my high school in Oakville, who was a couple years older than me. He had... I don't remember what happened exactly. He had drug addiction issues.
Right.
And mental health issues. And died.
Oh, damn.
Passed. And he was friends with he was very close friends with our friend in the Adored.
Yes.
Who also went to my high school in Oakville.
Okay.
So he arranged, and like shows don't happen in Oakville ever, and he arranged a show with the Adored and us and another band in this little like dive bar in like downtown Oakville.
Right.
And like it's like Oakville's a fairly nice place, but this place is like a shithole.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks. But because it was this kid from our high school, there was probably 100 people in this little tiny dive bar, and like it's like in the basement.
Wow.
Of this dive bar.
That was wild.
It was fantastic.
That's awesome.
Like really good vibes, just because of like the purpose of the show.
Yeah, it
was
good.
Awesome.
Yeah, and everybody was like active and dancing. And, like, it was really cool, and I really love that show. And I look back on like the photos that come up sometimes, and I'm like, man, that was a good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's always good to play a show. I mean, obviously circumstances kind of suck, but like,
but I felt like
it feels
cool like there's like a purpose.
Like
yeah, part of
100%.
For sure. Yeah, I definitely understand. That's cool, guys. Is there anything else like Perfect Limbs related you want to talk about that we haven't covered?
That's pretty much all the Perfect Limb stuff.
You have any other projects?
No.
well, I'm gonna pitch this right now. I'm gonna pitch this. So like, I've had this idea in my head since the summer, and like, I am dead set on this. I want to make a pop punk band, but the whole 5-song EP is just based off of the 1986 Karate Kid movie.
Nice.
Like front to back, and I want it to be called Wax On, Wax Off.
The band is called Wax On.
Yeah, the band is called Wax On, Wax Off. I'll decide what the EP is called. Probably something to do with the dojo. We'll see. Yeah. But yeah, and like and all the music videos in my head. I have this whole project. We're all wearing gis and like the
nice.
Yeah. So
cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
No. happening heavy.
It's martial arts. It's a closed hand, open fist, boy.
I obviously have Cheapside.
Yeah, Cheapside. Yep. You guys. You put out a music video a couple months ago.
Yep. That did really well.
You got an Anella cover for it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
That was amazing.
I told Anella that when we put out like our first song, I'm gonna be real mad if there's not an Early Hours cover of it. Cause
there isn't one?
We haven't put it out yet.
Yeah,
so I'm like, there fucking better be though. Cause she literally covers like any MIA song.
They did what's the Kid Roll song? Too Much Too Soon.
Yeah, they did that.
That's funny.
We always make fun of her because she has a new song that sounds like a Kid Roll song. Like the bass line is the same, and we're like, that's just like Cam's song, right? And she's like, no, it's not. Like, shut up. But yeah, so you guys must have an EP soon, for Cheapside, or
we're kind of.
We have
a tour in March. So we're kind of trying to penny pinch a little bit. So we're just doing another self-recorded single for now.
Okay.
We started drums like yesterday or Wednesday. And possibly just take a look at the EP over the summer because we got going out east for like 5 days.
Okay.
It'll be like an 8-day trip.
Right.
And we got to figure out a van for that time because that's like kind of a requirement. We could do it in SUV, but I think we need a van.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like a prerequisite for this tour that's got booked for us. So we kind of have to save our money, so we don't really want to go out a whole bunch of money on recording an EP. And Blaine and Simon, obviously, who are MIA grads, Blaine kind of specializing in recording and engineering kind of has all the tools.
Right.
And expertise for us to do it ourselves.
Right.
And kind of like collectively amongst the group of us. Simon, Blaine, and Kevin are all MAI grads. Noel dropped out after first year a couple years ago, and then I'm obviously in second year now. So the collective kind of knowledge, we can
good to go.
Do it ourselves. But for an actual EP like release, we'd like to go record with somebody else just that can actually do it really, really well.
Yeah.
For the time being, we can do it ourselves. Kind of save some money, which is cool. And I wish we had that kind of option for Perfect Limbs.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like we kind of do to like do it at the school, but like the timing would be bad. The quality I know wouldn't be good enough at all. And I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if we did it, like, at first, it'd be, like, fine. But we already have, like, a studio quality and then another, like, full studio quality. So it'd be kind of weird just dropping down. So, I mean, we kind of made our bed, so now we have to sleep in it.
For sure. Yeah. That's what I was gonna ask about the name. Is there, like, a story with the name or...
Honestly, like, not really. We were trying to figure out a name, which is like really hard.
Yeah, man.
And we were trying to get something that like fit with the genre, but not like fit with the genre. Like, cause
not like there's that band that obviously has that name.
Yeah.
Metalcore, like, it was kind of hard because it's like it has to fit. It can't be like a weird, like, oh, that's a metalcore band. We're not like the Sunrise now. Like, you can't do that. But I think our guitar player's ex-girlfriend.
Just like put two words together, pretty much.
She was reading like poems because she liked poetry and stuff. And she was just like listing stuff off, and he just like compiled a list of the ones he thought were cool, and we're just like, you know, that one's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty good band name actually. Yeah. Like it,
it got a lot of, that was weird. Like, they got a lot of compliments at the beginning. People were like, that's a cool band name. I'm like, oh.
It definitely gave us a good boost at the start.
Yeah.
Just kind of funny. Because that doesn't really happen with a band names.
No,
it was very strange.
Like, listening to a band because the band name is like judging a book by its cover.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we had like a whole class on it on Friday, right? So, which was weird. Because Mike hates our band name, like my band name, Lost Arts.
He doesn't hate anything more than Mental Rage, though, which is the funniest part.
I mean, that one kind of is fair.
Yeah.
But, like, it was funny, though, because he goes, he's going through band names, and then he's like, well, like Lost Arts, you guys thought about changing your name? And I'm like, only when we talk to you, Mike. he's like, well, and I'm like, well, let's talk about it then. So he like literally is like, yeah, okay, perfect, let's talk about it. And he goes around the class, and everybody just like got it, and was like, well, I think it like means this, or like this is what it means to me. And I'm like, yep,
there you go.
And then he was like okay, like that's fair, I guess.
It's very strange. Like, it's a good name.
I feel like with like band names is like sometimes there are like really good band names.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like very rarely is there like that name sucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually just like, oh, okay, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
For me anyway. Like that's usually how I
agree.
see it, right? Like it's never usually like, oh wait, what the fuck is that band name?
There's a few. I'm trying to think of one on the top of my head, but yeah, you're right. It's either like, yeah, it's a cool name, or you really love it and you think it's unique. Yeah. Like, I still think to this day, Alexis on Fire is one of my favorite band names ever. Like, the whole one word. I'm like, it's cool, and it just embodies that. So.
Yeah. I think it's just like, I think your vibe, like, you definitely can grow into a name.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, I think however you build yourself around it kind of, you know, makes it a little bit.
I agree.
I think you have to make the name, right? Like the same way that, you know, your whole attitude makes your music or your shows or whatever. Like, you can't really, a name's not going to define you really.
No, I think like a great example that just popped in my head is like the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Because like, if they were anybody but who they were, if, like, you were playing with a local band, like, oh, we're called the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what?
Yeah. I definitely agree with that.
What?
Yeah. But because they're just like one of the biggest rock bands in the world,
I've never thought twice about it.
Yeah. I definitely agree though.
Yeah.
You're just like nowadays, like you're
so
playing
weird.
Rum Runners with Foo Fighters, you're like, okay.
That's what you want to be.
But yeah. Oh fuck, guys. All right. You guys, anything else you want to chit chat about? It's pretty much got like the whole. Anything you ever needed to know about Perfect Limbs is in this episode.
Yeah, we talked about stuff that we probably haven't told anybody before.
Yeah, I know. We got pretty serious, which is nice. This is
I mean, not that it's like was supposed to be like secretive information.
No,
it just
afterwards,
like,
like, hey, you want to not put that out.
I haven't really like opened up a lot.
I want to do more bands this year.
Yeah,
is my goal.
Big idea.
Yeah.
I think people like that.
Yeah. I think it started with like I'll just do people in MIA because it's easier, but then like it's like not really gaining a whole lot of traction, but like I noticed more people are kind of listening.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of cool in like this situation with like smaller bands. It's like kind of
it's a cool thing.
I mean? Where people are like, oh fuck, cool. How did that start? You know?
Yeah, I think people are always looking for, because I listen to like a ton of podcasts.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted one where like local bands could go on, because that's just I love listening to people talk about music. Like I listen to 2 music podcasts like religiously.
Yeah.
So it's a cool way to like.
What do you listen to?
This one called 100 Words or Less. They're more like rooted in like the hardcore scene.
I think I've heard of it, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that one's great. It's like the lead singer of this old band called Taken, which is one of my favorites. He just like interviews everybody from like punk to like indie rock and everything in between.
And he interviews like creatives too.
Right.
Yeah, not necessarily music people, but people that might make art or do photography or like promote shows or something like that too.
DIY
like,
culture.
Right.
Is a big one.
Yeah.
That one's cool. And then Shane Told from Silverstein has one called Lead Singer Syndrome.
Okay.
And he just interviews other lead singers.
Okay.
That's a really cool one. Like I like how deep they can go. 'Cause it's just like things that you haven't heard before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I listen to that a lot.
He's kind of good at getting in the heads of people you wouldn't expect to like share kind of personal information.
Yeah, for sure.
You can kind of get them to talk about that stuff, and it's cool.
Yeah, just listen to the one with the lead singer Machine Head.
Yeah.
Nice.
Guy's an amazing dude. Like, I don't know. I don't really know much about Machine Head. It was cool.
Has anybody listened to Machine Head?
Well, I did at the end of that episode. Yo, they bring the riffs.
Yeah, they got some riffs. It's true. They do have some riffs.
I'm about it.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I think it's cool just because it's like, oh, this is how it works, like on the ground.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know what I mean? But
it's cool. Makes me feel like an insider. Like I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh yeah, indubitably. Great.
Well, I like doing this because I like to talk about music.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a lot, and I like to talk about music with people that are open to talking about music. Because I've got lots of friends of music that like what they like and don't want to hear about what you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool to kind of have open conversations.
For sure.
About it. When you can.
Speaking of that, something I was gonna do at the end of all this stuff now is like, what are you guys listening to right now? Like, if you were to recommend me or some people some music.
Question. And it's good because me and you are gonna have differing opinions. Because like for the first little while, it was like we listened to the same stuff, but we've both kind of diverged.
Yeah, I just did. Just today, I just released the one I did with Willem, and we talked about songwriters and stuff.
Oh,
and I was like going through like everything that he said because I'm like, fuck, I need new music.
Yeah,
I would. I love talking about this. I love talking about bands and listen to. I'm trying to think who I'm listening to right now. You know what? I'm gonna pull up my phone, just go to my Spotify real quick.
That's good. Yeah, actually.
As you're doing that, who's like your favorite band? Like, who's like your guy?
Blink-182 is my favorite band of all time. I love them.
I don't know. I hate this question.
You hate that question? You don't do it? Is there a band that like popped in your mind real quick when I said it though?
The band that started it all was Billy Talent way back in the day. In terms of like alternative.
Yeah.
Like rock music, I guess, was Billy Talent. My dad gave me like Billy Talent 1 when I was like 7.
Right.
I have it in my room still.
Yeah.
It's like beat to all hell. Like, I couldn't listen to it, but I have it in my room in Oakville. I still have the CD. I don't know what the case is. The CD is there from my Billy Talent 1. But
yeah, no, I love Billy Talent. Yeah, I remember what I'm listening to right now. Can't believe it's slipping my mind there, but Renounced.
Yeah.
Like this metalcore band from the UK. But they bring back like the old metalcore sound from like the early 2000s.
Right.
And I'm obsessed with their album.
They're completely embodied like this like old school, like their current band, but all their music videos look like they're shot on tape in like 2003.
Okay. Yeah.
All the recordings sound like they're recorded to like their old versions of Pro Tools in like 2003.
Right.
Like it sounds super dated, but they're like a current band.
They're just so sick. I love their album. That's a big one I'm listening to right now. I don't know, I'm listening to a lot of Gold Root right now. It's a pop punk band from Michigan.
Okay.
They're not much.
Gold Root is dope.
They're like not much bigger than us.
No.
They're just a friend of ours knows
right.
them.
They're dope.
And oh my god, like I was really impressed. Like I find it kind of hard pressed because like I loved pop punk. That's what I grew up listening to. It's kind of like nowadays, like it's very, very hit or miss for me.
Right.
Like, a lot of the new bands are doing it, but like they hit the mark I wanted. So
Yeah.
like them a lot.
That's yeah.
I've been listening to a band called Sanction a lot.
Okay.
Which follows a really similar style to Renounce that Owen was talking about. They're from somewhere in the U.S. I don't know. Who else? I listened to... Okay. You can never think of it, right? I'm gonna do the same thing.
I mean, I'll always
say something.
Yeah, I'll always be listening to like when Counterparts just dropped a new record, and they're one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
And it's on repeat for me. I think it's tied for my first favorite one they released, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's really cool that they could release an album like I think it's their 5th studio album.
Counterparts?
Yeah. You're new anymore. Yeah, it's 5th, and it still ranks super high for me. Like,
right.
Yeah, so that's cool. I liked that one a lot. I don't know. I'm listening a lot. I love that new Paramore record too.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I loved
it.
No, I know it's kind of.
I didn't want to go cool, and then you'd be like, "Fuck you."
No, I loved it. I'm surprised. I don't know. I think it has like that.
I didn't really check it out because I actually really like Paramore.
Yeah,
and I like kind of heard the first few singles, and I was like, "Eh."
They took when I first heard it, I was like not about it, but I also love the old '80s sound, and like they kind of did it. Like I like the revival it's happening. Like I love the 1975 as well.
Right.
So it's refreshing.
Yeah, for sure.
Gated verb drum revival.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm about it.
I listen to Freedom a lot.
Yeah, you
straight edge
love
band
Freedom.
from Detroit. Fury is another straight edge hardcore band. I'm not straight edge, but I like straight edge hardcore a lot.
It's better.
They're just like the messages
it's not
that are kind
faded,
of,
man. That's just clear.
well, like the messages that they convey are like very like you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like the lyrics always like kind of they get you stoked.
Yeah,
you just get stoked because it's just so like powerful and like intense. And
yeah.
you just get stoked about it. Orthodox was the band I probably listened to the most this year, and they're kind of like I don't even know how to describe them. Kind of like a new metal hardcore band, kind of. They have a lot of like Slipknot-esque like riffs and like production elements in their music, but they're still kind of like a heavy like mosh hardcore band. But there's lots of like creepy like talking that like Corey Taylor does all the time.
Okay, yeah.
And lots of like weird samples and things like that. It's fantastic. I really like that one this year.
Yeah. There's a lot of it. Yeah. And then like I'm listening to a lot of like Brockhampton, like that rap collective.
Okay, yeah.
Which is cool for me because like I do like rap, but like I don't know, it's never been something that like I ever could really sink my teeth into.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
But I was pleasantly surprised when this came out, like how much I actually enjoyed it and found myself listening to the records because they dropped 3 records in 1 year.
Oh wow,
which is insane, and I'm surprised that like they're all great.
Yeah,
like, honestly amazing. So it's cool to be able to appreciate something and like that, and it's cool because it's all DIY. They all do it themselves.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it was cool. I really like their records, the Saturation trilogy.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I've been listening to.
I listened to Goth Boy Click a lot this year too.
Yeah, you did. Like, yeah, you love that.
Lil Peep and Wicked Phase and Horsehead and Cold Heart, and they're all like they're part of that like people call it emo trap. Stuff. I don't really think that's what it should be called, but
I mean it kind of
because they sample like a lot of like alternative like emo bands from the 2000s.
They sample from first to last.
They sample like from first to last. One of them sampled Brand New like before Brand New went to shit. That was a mess. What else? There's one samples The Cure in one of his songs. Wicked Face samples or that song, the Spider-Man song, whatever it's called in The Cure. It's not called like it's.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That one's cool.
So they use a lot of guitars. A lot of them will write their own acoustic guitar parts, like on top of like a trap beat, and they just sing about like how girls make them sad and like it sucks and stuff. And I'm just like, hell yeah, dude. So I like that a lot too. That was a big lesson for this year, but.
Yeah, I'm constantly listening to old Panic! At the Disco and Fall Out Boy records. Nice. Like the old stuff.
Yeah.
And like Thursday and Silverstein and all that good stuff. I love the old 2000 post-hardcore stuff. It's so cheesy. Yeah. But there's something about those melodies, man. Like I can't get over it. Like from First to Last, which is Skrillex's old band when he used to sing in like an emo band.
Oh, okay.
I love Dear Diary of My Teenage Angst has Body Count. That album's fantastic. Love
so
that.
Insane.
That's awesome. There's something like very nostalgic about like that kind of music.
There is, yeah.
It's not even just in the music; it's like in the recording quality.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. Like I said, the music, even the music video
Oh,
like when you go on like watch a music video and it's like 144p. Like,
yeah.
YouTube, but that's the only option. It's just like, oh my god,
it's so bad. Like,
yeah.
I remember we pulled up the first last video, and Tanner's like, "Yo, up the quality." I'm Tanner. No, man, you don't know. Like, it didn't exist. You can't do that.
Yes, it's not an option if you like click on it.
Oh no, it's just 144p, and that's it. And I love it.
Like way back in the early days, YouTube and all that stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Well, fuck, guys. Cool. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. This is a lot of fun.
Anytime. Come back whenever you want. It was a lot of fun. Ooh. And we'll tell Adam about an hour before we really want to record.
Yeah.
And then he'll be right on time. I told Owen's like, man, I'm really sorry. We should be there soon. I was like, we should have told him 5:30 so that you would have been here at 6.
Well, I didn't sleep that much last night.
Neither did I, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. You're crazier than me because you can drink coffee like all day. Like I can't. I can only have like one.
Actually, I really want to go drink coffee when I get home. So I'm gonna do that.
I'm probably gonna do the same.
You got like opposite coffee jitters, or you're like, I need a coffee, man.
Oh yeah, I definitely have that twitch.
This guy had like 6 cups over the course of yesterday evening, and he was on some shit, man.
Really? I mean, I drink a lot of coffee too.
Man, I love it. You don't.
I never really have like.
Yeah, but do you drink a lot of coffee at 1 a.m.?
Not usually 1 a.m.
He did.
But I will like have like night coffee, and it never like bothers me like
night
at
coffee's
all.
not bad.
No, night coffee's good. I overdid it. I don't know why I overdid it.
You pushed it for sure.
I mean, it happens sometimes.
Oh yeah,
sometimes you overdo it. You know, shit happens. I never understand the people that are like, no, if I have one at like noon, I'm fucked for like sleeping. Like what?
For me, the cutoff's kind of like 6 p.m.
Yeah,
and if
like,
I have too much before,
that
like
makes
after 6
sense.
p.m.
That makes way more sense than like noon.
Noon
like
is
I've heard people say
That's
that.
weak.
Like that's
like
definitely
you go to bed
not
at 9
true.
or
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Yeah. Yeah, love me my coffee.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh well. You know what? No problem, Adam. It's all good. You know, perfect. Perfect. All right, guys.
All right, take it
Thanks,
easy.
man. See ya.